Never before has England been blessed with such a depth of talent in the right back area. The quality on offer meant Southgate selected four right backs for his 26-man England squad for Euro 2020. However, unfortunately, Trent Alexander-Arnold has since sustained an injury and won't feature in the tournament. As such, neither Liverpool's starting right back nor Manchester United's starting right back, Wan-Bissaka, will take part in Euro 2020, and yet the position remains one of England's strongest areas. Plenty of jokes have been made about Southgate being able to pick an entire starting 11 made up of right backs. He tried his best in the October's Nations League win over Belgium, starting Kyle Walker, Kieran Trippier and Trent Alexander-Arnold all in one side together. But we thought we'd go one better. On Football Manager, we constructed an entire England squad of right backs. Not just a starting 11, we've even appointed Gary Neville as our head coach, the most capped right back in Three Lions history. So, what did the squad look like and how did they fare at Euro 2020? First up, let's take a look at what Gary Neville had to work with. Starting off with the goalkeeper, and who else but Man City's San Siro shot stopper, Kyle Walker. The right back famously kept a clean sheet when City were reduced to 10 men in their Champions League match over Atalanta last season. He even made a save, making him the first English goalkeeper to do so in the Champions League since Leicester's Ben Hamer in 2016. Defensively, England have a number of more traditional fullbacks, capable of slotting in across the backline. Chief among those is, of course, Wan-Bissaka, Man United's throwback number 2. He enjoys a clean challenge as much as a striker enjoys a tap-in. In 2020-21, he had the second highest true tackle success rate of any player to make 50 plus tackles in a top 5 European league. Luke Ayling finished his season with more tackles made than any other defender in Europe's top 5 leagues and was one of only 7 players overall to hit triple digits. He also featured heavily at centre-back to remedy Marcelo Bielsa's injury crisis, and that versatility will be key here. Among fullbacks in the Premier League this season, only Wan-Bissaka registered more interceptions than Matty Cash, a player who was impressed with his defensive qualities at Villa Park, especially when considering he registered the third most chances created among Championship fullbacks in 2019-20 at Nottingham Forest. Attacking wise, there is plenty of quality. Alexander-Arnold, who famously set back-to-back Premier League assist records in 2018-19 and 2019-20, was once more Liverpool's chief playmaker with a squad-high 77 chances created, also more than any other defender in the Premier League. Reece James also came to the fore at Stamford Bridge this season and shone in the Champions League final, making more tackles, 7, and clearances, 5, than any other player on the pitch. He also finished the campaign having created the second most chances for Chelsea, behind only Mason Mount. Tariq Lamptey's blistering form on the flank for Brighton reportedly attracted interest from Bayern Munich before a season-ending hamstring injury derailed his progress. James Tavernier was a sensational skipper of Steven Gerrard's invincible Rangers side. The right back cleared the 30-goal mark for direct contributions across all competitions in 2020-21, and his dead ball expertise also saw him net 8 penalties. No team has lost more shootouts at the Euros than England, so adding Tavernier in is a must, especially that 18 ranking on Football Manager. The qualities of Kieran Trippier are well documented. The Berry Beckham was indispensable to Diego Simeone's La Liga champions, whilst England will never forget that free kick versus Croatia. Kyle Walker-Peters, Norwich promotion hero Max Aarons, Swiss Army knife Ainsley Maitland-Niles are also included in the squad. But enough about that. How on earth did they get on at Euro 2020? Of course, England's group consisted of Scotland, Czech Republic and Croatia, and it was crucial England got off to a good start as they opened the campaign against Scotland. England on the front foot from the start really, and in the end took the lead. Luke Ayling with a fantastic glancing header puts England 1-0 up. But Scotland were keen to bounce back quickly. A little bit of a miscommunication in the end caused problems for Kyle Walker, and in the end John Joe Kenny, who ended up putting the ball in the back of his own net. But Scotland were keen for more though. But look at this, Kyle Walker, fantastic command of area and handling as he came out to get this ball, and a long ball forward sent Tariq Lamptey through into the area, who was then brought down. The referee had to go and check VAR for this one, and in the end it worked in England's favour. A penalty was given to England and gave them a chance right on half time to go back 2-1 up here against Scotland. And it was Mr. Ainsley Maitland-Niles with the penalty. And of course, he made no mistake. England go 2-1 up at half-time. But Scotland were keen to get that equaliser as quick as they could. And a low cross into the box found Lee Griffiths to divert it past Kyle Walker and put the Scots back level. The drama wasn't over there though. England trying their best to grab a winning goal, and it was a long punt forward which caused confusion and allowed Tariq Lamptey to beat the Scotland goalkeeper to the ball and put the ball into the back of the net. Scotland's appeals for a penalty were considered by the referee, who went to VAR for this one to add to the drama. Fortunately for England, it wasn't given. A 3-2 win to kick off the campaign. The second game would see England take on Croatia, where a win would more or less guarantee England a place in the knockout stages of the European Championship. But it was an extremely dull game, and the drama didn't really come until right at the death, where England would attack against Croatia and in the end create a decent move. A ball into the area would find Ainsley Maitland-Niles, and my word, you would have put your house on him to score from there. And the final game of the group stage would see England take on Czech Republic, where just a point was needed to guarantee a place in the knockout stages. And England couldn't really have got off to a better start. Ainsley Maitland-Niles making up for that miss in the last game to put England 1-0 up. However, a penalty was then awarded in the favour of Czech Republic shortly after. And it was Thomas Souček of West Ham to take the penalty. Saved by Kyle Walker. Unfortunately, the rebound found its way into the back of the net. But towards the end of the game, Czech Republic would have the last laugh. A goal smashed into the back of the net, which would leave England's qualification hopes in doubt. However, things did go England's way, and they qualified for the knockout stage, finishing third, but qualifying with 4 points. The round of 16 game would see England take on an extremely tough Spanish side. Of course, it's been a strange old tournament so far for England, and things couldn't have got off to a worse start. Alvaro Morata with a glancing header past Kyle Walker. But look at this, for a save from Kyle Walker. They're the sort of saves that we've seen throughout the tournament from the right back. In the end, Spain got that little bit of luck to send them 2-0 up, with Ansu Fati scoring, and unfortunately sending England out of the tournament. So despite an exit in the first knockout round, it was still a fairly respectable finish for England, especially with a squad of right backs and Kyle Walker in goal. But firstly, we're going to be looking at how Gary Neville lined up for those 4 games. So he stayed very, very consistent with his formations, playing a 4-4-1-1 throughout. And to be honest, most of his selections were the same as well. Kyle Walker was in goal throughout, obviously, as we expect. Ainsley Maitland-Niles as well, playing as the number 10 throughout every game in the tournament. And the back 4 and the midfield 4 changed very, very little. It was actually the striker that changed a lot. As you can see, in the first 2 games, Luke Ayling started up front against Scotland and scored. In the game against Croatia, it was Matty Lowton that started up front ahead of Ainsley Maitland-Niles. And in the last 2 games, James Tavernier was to play as the striker. But looking at the back 4 and the midfield 4, it stayed fairly consistent throughout the tournament. So let's have a look at the stats for the England squad for the European Championship. So as you can see, there are a selection of players that played every single game. That is Tariq Lamptey, Reece James, Trent Alexander-Arnold, Wan-Bissaka, Maitland-Niles, Ayling, and of course Kyle Walker. Matty Cash appearing in all of the games as well, some as a substitute, as did Brandon Williams of Manchester United. Now the top goal scorer only had 2 goals. It was Ainsley Maitland-Niles with the 2 goals, Tariq Lamptey and of course Luke Ayling with the other one. We didn't see many assists either, 1 each for James, Lamptey and Williams. In terms of XG, as you'd expect, Maitland-Niles top there as well. Probably helps with that big miss against Croatia. But other than that, very, very low. Quite interestingly, Luke Ayling with a 0.02 despite scoring a goal. Aaron Wan-Bissaka possessed a really strong pass accuracy of 94% across his 4 games. And we can see there as well by tackles per game. Nathaniel Klein only came off the bench for 1 game, but got an average of 8.18 tackles, which is a huge difference compared to everybody else. By average rating, believe it or not, Kyle Walker was England's best performer, despite being in goal throughout the competition. We had Reece James, Aaron Wan-Bissaka, Luke Ayling and Kyle Walker-Peters behind him. But a quick look at Ainsley Maitland-Niles, who of course did finish top goal scorer. As you can see, 2 goals from his 5 shots. 3 of those were on target, so a goal every 168 minutes for him. But you can see as well from the other 2 circles on the screen, 3 key passes across the tournament, 104 passes overall, a very decent 83% pass accuracy. But in the end, the final was a little bit of a shock. It was Belgium versus Croatia. Of course, Croatia advancing from England's group. Belgium probably would be one of the favourites alongside maybe the likes of France, Spain, Italy, Germany, and possibly even Portugal. But yeah, it was Belgium who looked like the favourite in this game and on the front foot. But it was Croatia who caused the upset. Dejan Lovren with the only goal of the game to give Croatia the European Championship win. Now, Croatia did have quite an interesting path, of course, getting through the group unbeaten, then beating Poland in the first knockout round 3-2, and actually getting through the quarterfinals and semi-finals without winning in 90 minutes. They beat Russia in extra time and then beat France on penalties before beating the Belgians and grabbing the trophy. Unfortunately, no English players made the team of the tournament, but as you can see on the screen now, dominated by Belgians and Croatians. Livakovic in goal at the back, Barisic, Laporte, Lovren and Alderweireld as the back 4. Eden Hazard, Brozovic, De Jong and De Bruyne making up the midfield, and Romelu Lukaku and Lewandowski up front. Of course, we won't be seeing Laporte in a France shirt though this summer, as he has switched allegiances to Spain. The player of the tournament went to Frenkie de Jong, who scored 2 goals and got 2 assists for Holland and a very, very decent average rating. The best young player went to Dejan Kulusevski of Juventus as well, with some impressive performances for Sweden. And in the end, the golden boot went to Robert Lewandowski. Despite Poland getting knocked out in the first knockout round, he scored 4 goals in 4 appearances, level with Ciro Immobile as well, and Myron Boadu finishing in 3rd for Holland with 4 goals in 5 games. So there we go, England with a squad full of right backs, in the end doing fairly well. I'm sure some of you didn't expect them to even win a group stage game, especially with Kyle Walker in goal, but they did very, very well. Do let us know how you think England are going to be getting on in this summer's European Championships, and do you think Gareth Southgate could ever pick a squad full of right backs? Look after yourselves, guys, and we'll see you all very soon.